For centuries, humanity had lived under the shadow of the Galaxy Council, a vast interstellar organization that claimed to bring peace, order, and shared progress to thousands of civilizations. To most species, joining the Council was an honor. It meant protection, trade, and advanced knowledge. When Earth was invited, the people rejoiced. They thought it was a chance to rise among the stars, to prove that humans could stand shoulder to shoulder with the ancient races that ruled the cosmos. At first, it seemed perfect. The Council welcomed them with smiles and promises. Human scientists were granted access to star maps older than their planet's recorded history. Earth's engineers learned to build faster-than-light ships using crystal core engines. Medicine advanced beyond imagination. Diseases that once took millions of lives were erased in a generation. Humanity believed it had entered a golden age, but slowly the glow faded. The Council's rules grew tighter with every passing decade. It began with trade limits, then control over weapons, then restrictions on research. Human diplomats found themselves silenced in meetings, their votes overridden by older, stronger species. Even art and expression were monitored under the name of universal harmony. Earth's creativity, its wild and unpredictable spark, was called disruptive. When Earth's representative, a calm and thoughtful man named Aaron Hale, asked for an explanation, the Council Chancellor simply smiled and said, "Human unpredictability must be guided. Chaos is dangerous in a connected universe." Those words echoed through every human colony. The first protests were small, but they spread fast. Scientists whispered about how their discoveries were seized and reclassified as Council property. Soldiers grumbled as their fleets were placed under alien command. Farmers complained when their crops were replaced with standardized Council grains. And the people who once looked at the stars with hope began to look with quiet resentment. Earth had become a colony in all but name. The breaking point came when the Council's enforcement fleet entered Earth's orbit to ensure compliance. The shimmering ships blotted out the sky like floating cathedrals. They claimed to bring peace, but their presence brought fear. The Global Assembly gathered for an emergency session. Aaron stood before the leaders of every nation, his face calm but his voice sharp. "We joined the Council to grow together," he said, "not to be owned. If freedom is chaos to them, then chaos is what we must protect." The decision was made that day. Earth would cut ties. Messages were sent through every hyperspace channel, translated into every known galactic language. The declaration was simple. Effective immediately, Earth withdraws from the Galaxy Council. We renounce its authority over our people, our technology, and our future. The reaction was instant. Across the universe, Council worlds froze in disbelief. Never in 10,000 cycles had a member dared to leave. To withdraw was to reject unity, to risk isolation, and to challenge power itself. Ambassadors begged Earth to reconsider. Fleets were ordered to prepare for enforcement. News networks across the stars filled with speculation. And then, something happened that no one expected. Earth closed its gates. The wormholes that linked human space to the wider galaxy were sealed by a new form of energy barrier. Communication channels went silent. Even the Council's long-range scanners found only static. It was as if humanity had vanished behind an invisible wall. Panic rippled through the universe. Trade routes collapsed overnight. Human goods, once prized for their ingenuity, vanished. Council factories halted because they depended on human microprocessors and design modules. The galactic economy began to shudder. More troubling still were the scientific gaps that opened. Human researchers had been at the heart of Council development, contributing discoveries that even ancient species had not imagined. Without them, progress slowed. Whispers began to spread among the stars. What if the humans take their knowledge with them? What if they create something new, something stronger? What if they are preparing for war? The Chancellor assured everyone that Earth would be brought back under control. But months passed and no fleet returned. Every probe sent toward human territory disappeared. Ships that tried to enter human space found their systems shut down by unknown interference. Then came the first sign that humanity had not gone silent. A signal, faint but deliberate, reached the outermost listening post of the Council. It contained no threats, no insults, just a simple message encoded in human language and translated by the station's AI. Do not seek us. Do not control us. Learn what freedom means before you call us back. The message repeated once, then the signal vanished. Across the galaxy, debates erupted. Some species argued that Earth had become dangerous. that such independence would spark rebellion. Others whispered admiration, wondering what kind of courage could make an entire civilization turn away from the most powerful alliance in existence. The council tried to send envoys, but none returned. Eventually, fear turned into obsession. The chancellor ordered a massive fleet, 1,000 ships, armed with the best weapons the galaxy could build, to break through Earth's barrier. When they arrived, they found something astonishing. The solar system had changed. The planets shimmered with energy fields that bent light itself. Earth's moon had become a fortress wrapped in networks of glowing satellites. Jupiter's storms pulsed in perfect rhythm, like they were powering something beneath its surface. And around the sun, a massive structure encircled it, a Dyson-like array capturing energy beyond comprehension. The fleet's sensors couldn't process half of what they were seeing. The data they collected made no sense according to known science. It was as if humanity had leapt 1,000 years ahead in a single decade. When the fleet tried to approach, their engines faltered. Energy signatures were disrupted, navigation systems failed, and communication collapsed. Ships drifted helplessly until a single transmission appeared on every screen, showing Aaron Hale's face, older now but calm as ever. "You were warned," he said. "We sought cooperation, not command. We offered ideas, not servitude. You feared what you could not predict, and in your fear you sought control. That control ends here. Earth stands alone by choice." The transmission ended, and the fleet was gently pushed backward by an unseen force. No attack, no violence, just a silent dismissal. When they returned to council space, every ship carried the same story. And the universe trembled. In the years that followed, strange phenomena began to occur across the stars. Wormholes flickered open and closed unpredictably. Ancient technologies, once thought impossible to replicate, appeared in remote sectors, human designs hidden inside alien shells. A colony at the edge of council territory reported that their dying world was suddenly revitalized by an unknown terraforming wave. When they analyzed it, the energy signature matched the pattern of human technology. It became clear that Earth had not vanished into isolation. Humanity had simply stepped into a different game. While the council still debated and argued, humans were rewriting the laws of the universe itself. They were not attacking, not invading, but quietly reshaping reality. Planets near old human colonies began to stabilize their orbits. Space storms disappeared where human ships were once known to travel. The universe itself seemed to be responding to their will. Scholars across the galaxy began to ask the same question. Had humanity discovered something beyond science? Or had they simply learned to see what others could not? Decades later, the council sent one last envoy, a historian named Lyran, who begged for permission to cross the barrier. Against all odds, she was allowed through. What she found was beyond imagination. Earth was no longer just a planet. It had become a living network of light and matter, where cities floated in the skies and oceans glowed with gentle energy. The people were calm, not robotic, not divine, just human, but different. Their eyes held understanding, not arrogance. Aaron Hale, now gray-haired, welcomed her. "Why did you leave the universe?" she asked softly. He smiled. "We didn't leave. We evolved. The universe is still bound by fear and control. We chose curiosity and balance instead." Lyran hesitated. "The council fears what you've become." "They fear freedom," he replied. "But someday they'll understand it. We didn't close the door to punish them. We closed it to give them time to grow." When Lyran returned, her report was sealed by the council. The official story claimed the humans had transcended, that they were no longer part of physical existence. But the truth spread in whispers and secret meetings. Earth had not died or vanished. It had become something beyond the council's reach, something both terrifying and inspiring. Over centuries, other civilizations began to follow the human example. Small worlds withdrew from the council, choosing independence over safety. Free thinkers quoted human words like scripture. Movements rose under banners painted with Earth's symbol, a blue circle of light representing a single world that dared to say no. And though the council tried to hold control, cracks appeared. Their fleets grew restless. Their people began to question the endless rules. Some even claimed they could hear faint signals from human space, like songs carried on cosmic winds. One day, long after Aaron Hale's passing, the Chancellor stood on the balcony of the Grand Hall, looking at the stars that once bowed to her rule. In the silence, she whispered, "Perhaps they were right." For a moment, she imagined what it must have felt like.